Hi everybody, my name is Jessie and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you like perfume and also if you enjoy ASMR, you are in a good place for our video today. I'm doing another collection video today. So right here next to me I've got I think 14 different fragrances that I wanted to show you. I kind of wanted to do a category that in my mind I saw as what I would think of as a little bit more maybe mature, elegant, sophisticated, that sort of vibe. So that's what these are, these fragrances that I pulled. So I know this is just my subjective opinion, of course, but all of these fragrances to me, they feel very, yeah, just like a little bit more maybe like professional, sophisticated, maybe a little bit more like serious. Like this is not really, these fragrances are not necessarily so much like fun, youthful, sexy, flirty, but to me they're very like sophisticated, chic, refined, and overall I would say more so, I think these are more so geared to not super youthful generation, but of course you can wear anything at any age, but some of these make me think of like a little bit someone who's at least in their 30s maybe. Anyway, just my opinion and my collection that I'm showing you. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, and of course I guess dressed on theme. I just thought I'd kind of keep it classic with a like a sweater. This is a sweater dress actually, like a beige sweater dress, and then just some really simple pearls. Okay, so first fragrance that I would put in this category, this is Chanel Chance Eau Tendre. So there's the Chanel Chance line, which has I think like 4 or 5 different ones. This is the Eau Tendre, it's the pink bottle, and this is the Eau de Parfum version. There's an Eau de Toilette, which has been around for longer, but I do personally prefer the Eau de Parfum, and it does smell different. What I would say about this fragrance is it is a very beautiful, soft, fruity floral. So it definitely is like feminine and pretty and innocent, but it comes through in still a very like subtle, classy, classic way. It's very soft. It's got rose, and I think rose can definitely smell like a little bit mature and classic. It also has quince in it, so that's the fruit note, as well as grapefruit, but the quince definitely comes through. But there's a lot of musk in the base, so it's very soft, floral, fruity floral, and it just smells very classy to me. Honestly, I think I have just 4 Chanel fragrances, I have 4 Chanel fragrances, and they're all in this video. So if I had to name like a brand that fits this category to me, it would be Chanel. Most of their fragrances to me come off as very sophisticated, classy, classic, perhaps a little bit more mature than some other designer lines. So this is the first Chanel one. You'll see the 3 others later in the video. So that is Chanel Chance Eau Tendre, the Eau de Parfum version, which has the metal cap. The Eau de Toilette has it's like a frosted plastic cap. Okay, so next fragrance, And I just have a travel spray from the brand Scentbird, which is a subscription that sends you these little travel sprays. So this is by the brand Arquiste, which is a niche fragrance house, and this is called the Architects Club. And I really, really love this fragrance. So this is a beautiful woody vanilla with a little bit of fresh outdoorsiness to it. So obviously we have vanilla, which you definitely get coming through, but there's also a lot of kind of outdoorsy, natural, aromatic notes in it as well. So we have a note of oak, which I would say comes through fairly strongly. So it's a woodiness, but yeah, I don't know if you've smelled oak, but it has that nice oakiness to it. It's got also gaiac wood, juniper berries, so a nice fresh kind of coniferous note. There's some lemon and angelica, which is like a slightly bitter green herbal note. So this is very much a vanilla. It's got some sweetness to it, but all of those other notes I think make it really sophisticated. It's like a more grown-up vanilla. It's sexy, but in a very like professional way. Like I could, if there was like a vanilla to wear to the office and to come across as still very professional and like serious and smart, I would say this one. I just love it. It smells very expensive, very, just so nice. So it is kind of an expensive scent, I'll warn you. Quite a few of these are more expensive, but hey, what do you expect? It's perfume. Okay, so that's the Architects Club by Arquiste. Okay, next fragrance here. I don't hear this one talked about too often. This is Gucci Bamboo, and there's an Eau de Toilette version. This is just the Eau de Parfum version. I'm not sure how different those two are. I would think the Eau de Toilette is a little bit more fresh and light, but anyway, as the name implies, bamboo kind of makes you think like this might be like something a little bit woody, watery, fresh woody, like bamboo, and it is. So this is I really like this, and like I said, I don't hear people talk about it very much. This is a fresh, floral, woody scent, and to me, it totally does smell bamboo-esque, which is funny because there's no bamboo note in here. The only wood note we have in here is sandalwood, but this totally does have what I would say is a bamboo note in here. Kind of like a watery green woodiness. It's also got, it's got bergamot and some florals, so some white and yellow florals, and then some vanilla and amber in the base, but I really don't get, it's not like a vanilla fragrance. It's more of like a fresh woody floral. So I feel like this comes across as very pretty, but yeah, again, in a very like professional way. So that is Gucci Bamboo. If you hear anything in the background, it might be my husband who is talking on a game with somebody, just FYI. Okay, next I've got this huge bottle. This is 6.7 fluid ounces. It's like totally over the top. This is by the brand Aerin Lauder, and this is called Linen Rose. This is discontinued, just so you know. So this is a rose fragrance, as the name suggests. It's a somewhat tropical rose. It's got, not only does it have a note of coconut and ylang ylang, which are sort of tropical notes, but it also has sea notes and sea salt. So it's tropical, but it's also got that kind of marine salt air vibe. And then it's got quite a bit of rose and a little bit of vanilla and amber in the base, which does come through, just giving it some warmth and a little bit of sweetness. It definitely smells luxurious. The rose gives it that kind of classy vibe. It's called linen rose, so it's the sort of thing that I would think about, like, yeah, it's like imagine you're wearing like crisp white linen walking on a white sand beach sort of vibe. It definitely, yeah, it smells expensive, and it's beachy, but in a like a not super what am I trying to say? Like in a slightly more mature way, I would say. So that is Aerin Linen Rose. Again, the bottle is insane. Like, who needs that much? Well, some people would definitely use all of that. Okay. Next fragrance that I have to show you. Oh, you know what? I skipped one. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up on Fragrantica right now before I forget about it. So the next one that I have is, it's another travel size or travel spray. This is by the brand Donna Karan, and this is Cashmere Mist. So this fragrance has been around for a very long time. I think it's a pretty good seller, and yeah, it's not for everybody, but it's just like a musky, ambery, kind of woody scent. Cashmere Mist is kind of it's a good name for it. Like, it has that sort of cashmere leather, like suede bag sort of feel to it. And let's see what some notes that we got in here. We have a cashmere note as well as a suede note, quite a bit of musk, sandalwood, amber, vanilla, some white florals, and bergamot. So it's got like a little bit of lighter freshness from the florals and bergamot, but overall it's a pretty like powdery, musky, light blonde woodsy kind of vibe. So that's Cashmere Mist. It also has a bit of a vintage feel, and I would say some of these fragrances have a bit more of a vintage feel overall. This one I think has like a bit of a vintage feel, to me at least. So that is Donna Karan Cashmere Mist. This is the Eau de Toilette, but there's also an Eau de Parfum. I smelled them both side by side. I like literally could not tell the difference, so that's just me. They really smell very similar in my opinion. Okay, next, here is my second Chanel fragrance to show you. This is Coco Mademoiselle, and this is just the original one. There's like an intense version. I think there's an Eau de Toilette as well, but this is just the original Coco Mademoiselle. This fragrance is very popular. It's been around for a long time, and it's so beautiful. This, to me, is so beautiful. Give me a second. I have to let my kitty cat into the room. Okay, so I just let my kitty cat in. Oh no, oh gosh. He is going to jump all over everything, of course. So yeah, this fragrance has a patchouli note that I absolutely love. The patchoulis, the way they're done in Chanel fragrances, to me are just so beautiful. It's like a very fresh, refined patchouli. Hi baby. Let's put you on my lap. This fragrance also has a rose note that comes through, as well as some other florals. It has quite a bit of citrus, particularly orange. So yeah, it's got a mix of, I would say for me, the three main things are the orange, citrus, rose, and patchouli. We've got quite a few other floral notes, as well as notes in the base notes. But yeah, it's just like, it's just a very classy, somewhat more mature scent, but I think anybody at any age could pull it off, and it smells very beautiful and chic. So that is Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. Okay, next fragrance. This is by the brand Lake Skye, and this is called 1111 Eau de Parfum. So I really like the simple bottle. This is a very simple fragrance. It's a very clean, ambery musk. So it has 3 notes in it. We have amberwood, white musk, and then ozonic notes in the top. So we have a musky amber, and then the ozonic notes. Those are almost, you could think of them as almost like electrically charged, either kind of like airy or water, like think like the air after what am I trying to say, after lightning or something like that, or the air near a waterfall. It just kind of gives us like a whiffed. So yeah, we've got like a musky amber with like a atmospheric type lift to it. A little bit of freshness. So yeah, clean, simple, subtle, chic, ambery type scent. So, and like pretty unisex. So yeah, I feel like this is definitely a nice, kind of simple one. I feel like you could wear this to your work, to the office, and it would come across as pretty like professional smelling, as long as you didn't overdo it. Next fragrance that we have here, this is by the brand Chloé, and this one's called Nomad. So this fragrance, this to me is a very natural smell. What really comes through most to me is the note of oak moss. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love this one. So it has a prominent oak moss note. So it's got a bit of earthiness, mossiness. It gives it a very natural feel. You get some fruitiness coming through. There's a wild plum note. I think that's what it's called. Mirabelle plum, which is like wild plum. So you've got that Mirabelle plum note as well as some citruses. And then you've also got some florals like Fraiche and rose. And then in the base you've got the oak moss, musk, patchouli, amberwood. So altogether it's like a very well blended, balanced fragrance. Got some florals, some fruitiness, and a really nice, smooth, earthy base. And yeah, just altogether comes off as very, just like a very worldly type scent. I don't know. I think it's really pretty. So that is Chloé Nomad. Okay, next fragrance here. This is by the brand Dior, and this one's called Joy. So this one is a fairly powdery, citrusy floral. as well as got some like very powdery, dry woodiness to it. It has a bit of a vintage touch in my opinion. Like it smells a little bit old school in my opinion. So if you don't like powdery, just steer clear of this. But yeah, we've got some citrus, some floral notes. In the base we've got musk, sandalwood, cedar, patchouli, and benzoin. So it's kind of hard to like, I don't know, the notes I feel like don't really give the best sense of what it smells like, but to me it smells like a very powdery, like I said, somewhat more old school touch fragrance. I'm having a hard time describing this one. I really like it. It does not get good ratings on Fragrantica, but I like it. It's definitely, compared to a lot of these fragrances, it's on the slightly sweeter side, but it's not sweet. And it's more of like a powdery, light powdery sweet. So that is Joy by Dior. Alright, next fragrance that we have. This one is by the brand Cartier, and this is called La Panthere Legere. So La Panthere means the panther or the leopard. As you can see, this is a cat face. And Legere means light or lighter. So this is a flanker to the original La Panthere, and it's a lightened up flanker, as the name would suggest. So this is another fragrance that has a prominent oak moss note. Oh, sorry, I feel like I have to sneeze. So, like Chloé, it has a prominent oak moss note. The other main note that I get in this is gardenia. So it's got that kind of mossy earthiness, and then it's got the white florals coming through. So there's gardenia and tiare flower. And then we also have aldehydes, which really, along with the white floral, really lift it and brighten it up. There's some fruity notes, including dried fruits, which they also have that in the original La Panthere, the dried fruits note, and you definitely do get that. It really does smell like there's some dried fruits in here. So that's mostly what I get. It has a lot of other notes, but like I said, I mostly get the oak moss, the white florals, the aldehydes, and the dried fruits. So this to me is like very chic, elegant, feminine, kind of in a very just more flowy type way, but still definitely has a bit of a mature feel to it, slightly more mature. Like I wouldn't think the average like teen or early 20s person would really go for this sort of scent profile. So that is by Cartier, La Panthere Legere. Okay, and then let's see, we've got another Chanel fragrance. This one is Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. So this is the green, and this one I have is the Eau de Toilette. There recently, I think just 2023, they did a release of the Eau Fraiche Eau de Parfum, which would have the silver top. I think they smell pretty similar, and I can't speak to the differences right now because I haven't smelled them side by side. But this one, this is like your like very refined, classy freshie. So this definitely is a freshie, and it is called Eau Fraiche. So you get some citrus coming through, some outdoorsy type smells, like it's kind of a little earthy, but also citrusy. There's some woody notes in here. You get quite a bit of patchouli, that same lovely patchouli that I smell in the Coco Mademoiselle. You get some of that coming through. And I think to me that's part of what maybe really makes this like very classy smelling, is that patchouli. So yeah, this is like it's kind of just an outdoorsy, slightly earthy but also fresh smell. So yeah, I really like this one. I mean, I really like it. So many people love this scent, and it's for a good reason. So that is Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche Eau de Toilette. Okay, and then my last Chanel fragrance, which I'll show you. This is a travel spray. This is 1957 Eau de Parfum. So this is from their more like expensive line. So the full-size bottle would be very expensive. But this one, this is a very light, musky, powdery aldehydic scent. So it's very much, it's subtle. It's more of like a skin scent. It honestly smells kind of like fresh linens, fresh laundry. The aldehydes really brighten it up. Aldehydes can smell kind of like clean, soapy, bright, crisp. So you definitely get some aldehydes coming through, but there's also some other notes that give it like a nice groundedness. So we've got a bunch of musk. We've got like some cedar and iris root, also known as orris. Yeah, there's quite a few notes in here, but it's mostly like a very clean musk with some other nuances to it. So that is Chanel 1957. Okay, and then this next fragrance here, this is by the brand Bvlgari, and this is called Aqva Divina. Aqva Divina, I really love the bottle, although you cannot stand it up. You have to like have it like that. This one's really unique. Yeah, this is unique. It's got a lot of what could look like kind of conflicting notes, but it works for me. So there's a ginger note, which I definitely get coming through. So it's got a little bit of a warm spiciness to it. There's a salt note. So it's just got a little bit of saltiness, which almost gives it a bit of a marine vibe. And that's probably why it's called Aqva Divina. Aqua is in water. That salt note gives it a little bit of a marine vibe. There's a quince note, so it's got like a bit of a fruity floralness. And then in the base note, we have amber and beeswax and woody notes. So it's honestly hard to explain. It does have a bit of a aquatic marine feel, but then it's just, yeah, it's just got all these other interesting elements going on. Overall, it's fairly subtle. Like, it's not a super bold scent. It's not really super sweet either. I don't know. I like it. It works for me. I feel like it has a bit of a sophisticated touch. So that is Aqva Divina by Bvlgari. Okay, and then next scent that I have here, this is by the brand Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is called Feminin Pluriel. So, as the name suggests, this is a very feminine fragrance. It's super floral. It's got a lot of floral notes in it. It's a very soft floral, but it also has like a fresh, clean vibe coming through it as well. So we've got purple florals, pink florals, and white florals in here. So it's a really nice mix. It's got iris, violet, rose, and then some white florals. So it's got kind of like a whole range of florals. And then we've got vetiver and patchouli, which comprise the more base notes. So just a little bit of like a fresh, woody, earthy grassiness. But yeah, really beautiful, very classy. I would say like pretty expensive smelling to me. And like I said, like a nice mix of soft but also kind of clean. So that is by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and that is Feminin Pluriel. Okay, and then I just have one more fragrance to show you. This is by the brand Jo Malone, and this is called Orange Bitters, and this is just a little mini spray of it. So yeah, this fragrance to me is completely unisex. And what I mostly get in here is orange and an kind of like an ambery sandalwoody base. So there is a bitter orange note. There's also notes of orange, mandarin orange, and citruses. So it's like got a bunch of citrusy orange notes, but the bitter orange really does come through. It's not a sweet orange, like it's not bitter, but it's definitely not sweet. And then there's sandalwood and amber as well. So really, once you spray this after like the first hour or so, it's mostly just the base notes, the sandalwood and amber with still a bit of like citrusiness to it. So yeah, if you like sandalwood, this is a good one. This kind of gives me like festive holiday vibes, because it overall, like, it does have a winteriness to it with the ambery sandalwood base, and then the orange kind of just makes me think of like festive holiday vibes. So yeah, so it's definitely not like a bright, it's not like it's more of a winter citrus, if that makes sense. And yeah, very unisex, I would say. So that is Orange Bitters by Jo Malone. Okay, everybody, so that's my collection that I wanted to show you, that I thought kind of fit the bill for a like slightly more mature, professional, sophisticated type sense. And again, just my opinion, just my collection that I came up with. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, good to spend some time with all of you, and I will catch you all again in another video. Okay, take care. Bye.